Hey, what's up guys, Matt here. Today I'm going to be doing my What's on my iPad video. This has been long requested and I'm finally getting around to doing it. Right now I'm rocking a base model iPad mini. This is the Slate version. This is my favorite tablet I've ever used. I use it every day. And right now it's basically just a media consumption and information device that I use when I'm not at my computer. Without further ado, let's go ahead and get into it. Starting from top to bottom, I have the YouTube app, I have the photo gallery, the calendar, and the camera. Going on to the next row is where my folders begin. The first one is my productivity folder, and this is basically where I keep all the stuff that I use on a daily basis. So in here I have deliveries, which is the best package tracker I've found so far on any platform. It updates quickly, lets me know when my packages are going to arrive, and I love it. Next up I have Evernote, Dropbox, and then an app for my bank. Then I have 1Password, which is where I keep all my secure information. SoundHound, Snapseed, which is a great photo editor. Penultimate, which is one of the best handwriting note-taking apps on the iPad. On the next row, I have DSLR Remote, which is actually not available in the App Store anymore, but basically this lets you control your DSLR through your iOS device. I use it all the time because I don't have an articulating screen on my DSLR, and this comes in handy. Then I have the Stock Notes and Reminders app, Google Drive, the Blackboard mobile app, which I use for school, and the Google app. Going into my next folder, I have my social apps. So starting off, I have Instagram, which I use all the time. Then I have Alien Blue, which is the best Reddit client out there on any device. It's not exactly social, but it's just in this folder. Then I have Google+, the Facebook app, Skype, and then the Facebook Pages Manager. Moving on, I have my lifestyle apps, and this is what I use to fantasize about my future life that one day could be. So I have eBay, where I look for things to see if they're cheaper. Then I have the Amazon app for when I'm on the go. It's just a little bit easier than going online. I have Kayak, so I can plan my dream vacations that'll probably never happen. Then I have JackThreads, which is an online shopping for men, and there's some really amazing discounts on this app. I've only ordered a few things through it, but the things that I have gotten are pretty awesome, and they're very cheap. Then lastly, I have Trulia, which is a real estate app, so I can dream about what house I'm going to live in the future. Looking at real estate is a way for me to pass time, and I love that app. My next folder is my weather folder. So I have the weather channel, which is my main one. That's where I actually get the real information. Then I have WeatherBug and High Def Radar, which I use for radar. Moving on to the next row is where I have my entertainment folder. This is where I have all my video streaming services and a game. So first off, I have Netflix, then I have the ABC app, the CW app, NBC, Amazon Instant Video, and CNN. The last app in here is Real Solitaire, which is one of my favorite solitaire games for the iPad. It's in the entertainment folder because I don't have any other games on here and figured this would be the best place to put it. My next folder is miscellaneous, so these are apps that I need to have on my iPad but don't necessarily use all the time. So I have Touchpad, which turns the iPad into a touchpad for your computer. Then I have Calculator, Nest Thermostat Control, Sketchbook, which is the best drawing app out there, Pod DJ, which lets you DJ your own music, which is pretty fun. And I have the Square Register. Next up, I have my iApps. So I have the stock apps and a few other Apple ones. I have the Remote, iBooks, GarageBand, Find My iPhone, which you can see I've never actually opened, Pages, then I keep Safari in here. My FaceTime app is in here as well, and Contacts, Game Center, which I honestly don't know who uses, Photo Booth, the clock, Videos, because I actually don't store any videos on here, and the Settings app. Next up, I have my Cydia folder with a few things that I don't actually use. They're just installed because I did use them at one point, but now I don't. They're just still installed. So I have Cydia, then I have Springtomize, Activator, iFile, Winterboard, and Dashboard X. Moving on to the last row of folders, I have my messaging folder, which has Messages and Hangouts from Google. Next up, I have Maps, so I have the stock maps, Google Maps, which is the iPhone version, and iMaps Plus, which is a Google Maps client for the iPad. And last but not least, in the folders section, I have my store folder. So I have the iTunes Store and the App Store. Moving on to my dock, I have 4 apps. The first one is Chrome, which I use as my browser because I use that on the desktop and they just work a little bit better together. Then I have the stock mail client, which I still prefer over many of the other options. Tweetbot, which is the best Twitter client out there by far. And then I have my last folder, which is my music folder. In here, I have the stock music app. Then I have the podcast app, Pandora, TuneIn Radio, which I use to listen to a few podcasts live, and then SoundCloud. So that's pretty much it. Those are all the apps I have installed on my iPad mini. Nothing really crazy. I don't have any games on here, and I don't really use any local media. Everything is either streamed or it's for getting information on the web. And that's basically how I use my tablet. It's for productivity first and entertainment second. Anyways, this was a long requested video, so hopefully you enjoyed. If you did, make sure you guys give it a thumbs up. And if this is your first time here, feel free to subscribe. That would be awesome. Like I said, I'm Matt, and I'll see you guys in my next video. See ya.